Welcome to Rehan School Notes, real conversations with students and facilitators about learning, challenges, and improvements. I'm Yana, part of the team that helps Rehan School learn from real student and facilitator experiences. And the goal is today simple. I want to understand the perspective of today's guest, Maha Khan GraphicsWali, assistant facilitator at Rehan School. Am I right?
Yeah. Hey there, Jana. It's Maha Khan GraphicsWali. I'm working as a facilitator at Rehan School. It's going to be a 1 year journey with Rehan School. And other than that, I'm 24 years old and I've been working with well known organizations in the education system as an English teacher of grade 4 and grade 8 students. So, other than that, I'm somebody who's more interested in graphical designing. At home, I love to cook food. That's one of my hobbies, and so yeah, that's all about me.
So tell me about more about that pre-Rehan School experience. And what you say you are teaching students at normal school, right? So you can compare that experience at normal standard school and Rehan School. So tell me something about that experience before.
Okay, so yeah, when I was working at physical schools, so I believe that was a bit different, totally different, or I would say that was a 350 change when I moved to Rehan School. Looking at the students in a 24 by 24 classrooms, and they used to have that same mindset when they came into the class and when they walked out of the class after 7 hours. When I joined Rehan School, my perspective for students totally changed, and I believe that if they're sitting with someone learning something in the next 2 hours, their mindset is going to change like this. And I was really shocked to see this, that many of them were part of the systems where we needed educated, qualified people. So, where I was teaching in the physical schools, the classrooms for teachers were again a fuss. They usually used to be burdenized class task checking, and then lesson planning, classroom management, and then making sure that the behaviors of the students are mended. But when I moved to Rehan School, my perspective totally changed as a teacher again, and I never thought as a teacher I would be groomed so quickly. Where in the past 4 years I felt myself static as in my personality. But when I moved to Rehan School, I remember in the first 6 months I was somebody who felt the change in my own self, and that totally changed my perspective on learning. For me, Rehan School was never a school, but it was actually a platform, a networking platform, a communication improvement platform where I could feel never imagined this could be this much easier. Yeah. So I believe that that was one way, and I felt myself as a teacher. I explored myself, and where I was never thinking who I was, I actually found who I was. And the students were totally humble. They were very respectful. They made sure that they're kind to their teachers. But when I was teaching in the physical schools, I never remember that. Though they do not used to misbehave, but there was a level that they used to get irritated upon their teachers, that like, why should we do this? But when I became part of Rehan School, my perspective for students totally changed, that okay, this type of students also belong in the school systems and education system. So yeah, it was for me a U-turn, and I really loved being part of Rehan School.
We keep losing the. We lost you for a moment.
Okay. So yeah, that was something exploring for me as a teacher, and then now, right now, when I'm exploring the young people, that's totally different in here at Rehan School.
You know, one thing resonates with me. you were mentioning normal students at normal school and their behavior. Is that because the difference might be because they were not motivated, right? At normal school, they were forced to learn what they were supposed to learn. And in Rehan School, well, there is still curriculum and students must follow it, but it seems like they are more engaged and they are more curious. So they are really focused on that learning journey, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I can. Oh,
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I agree to you. And I believe that in a 24 by 24 room with almost 25 to 30 students sitting by, the teacher does not even pay attention to any single one of them. And she's like that, okay, I've done with my work, now it's your part to learn that. And the students were, yes, you're absolutely right, were never motivated. And they were, I believe that when I was also a student, things were activities were imposed on us that you were supposed to do this, why didn't you do this? You were supposed to be part of the class line, why were you away from this? You were supposed to stand straight, why didn't you? And then the most important thing is that we are punishing our students for tiny behaviors, and then they're like, why should we do it when we're not getting appreciated for it? um, Jana, when I was working, I remember I used to go in the classrooms and I used to be less, my classrooms were more student oriented. Okay, students, today we're going to read chapter number 14, but Miss Maha is not going to read it. You know what? You guys are going to read it. I'm going to divide the class in four groups, and A group is going to read the following passage, B group is going to create questions from that passage, and C group is going to create the answers for them. And what is D group going to do? Listen. So I think that when I was teaching English, the four strands were totally need to be addressed. But when I was a student, trust me on this, I never had a favorite teacher because I never had a person or anybody in school who used to say me that you can do it, or you have this potential to do it. Every time I used to hear this, no, you cannot do it, stop messing upon things. And I was like bullied, not by students, by teachers. They never appreciated me. And I believe that tiny appreciations play a lot of importance in you as a teacher. So when I became a teacher, I say myself as a facilitator. I used to motivate my children a lot, and I'll be like, okay, if you're going to do this, Miss Ma is going to give you a chocolate. Oh wow, ma'am, you're going to give us a chocolate. What is the value of a chocolate? That tiny incentive made him or her do it. And more important thing, our teachers just forget that they need to be stop being teachers, they just need to be facilitators. When I talk about the Pakistani education system, our teachers aren't still date till date aren't stopping themselves from being teachers. They're like, you have to do this, oh my god, you didn't do it, I'll complain your parents. Oh my god, for god's sake, give them the
outdated. Right.
give them that opportunity. And the opportunities are never built outside of the class, but they're built inside of the classes by the queens. You are the queen of the class, I trust it, but let the kingdom play the music in the way they want to. I remember many of the children when I walked into the classroom and I was like, oh my god, he's going to be a trouble for me. And I remember that after 4 months, the same kid being the best kid of mine means that I was a bit motivating for them, or I used to make them engaged. So, yeah, you're right. Motivation and engagement of the students is really important. Their interest totally matters. And when they're interested, they'll make sure that they do wonders in the world. And right now at Rehan School, many of our students are doing wonders in this world.
Yeah, and it's such a tiny thing, you know. You have to change actually. It's just that you give the kids the meaning why they learn what they learn, right? And if they are going to learn it, to actually exercise their like teaching, peer teaching, right? Because when I joined Rehan School, I noticed that there is a lot of peer teaching. Students teach each other, and it's totally different atmosphere in the class. and even like you can absorb what you are taught in a better way, faster, and the students get this meaning. Okay, I'm learning this, and I can actually teach someone the same thing, and you have totally different mindset here. So
Yeah,
that's amazing. That one thing I actually adore a lot about Rehan School, this peer teaching. I was
yeah,
fascinated to
yeah.
see that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And again, that's something that is the teachers. When your teachers stop being teachers and they're like less insecure, that if some students is helping in you, that doesn't mean he's going to take your place or she's going to take your place. We're actually training them for the future.
Mm.
We're actually training them for different situations. I remember that one day it was like an earthquake, and like uh, the other classrooms, they got panic. It's like, oh my god, it's an earthquake and it's in a teacher, we're scared. And I remember one of my sections, that was teacher, I was leading that class. It's like, teacher, an earthquake came. It's like, yeah, but what are the prerequisites or the precautions that you need to take is hide under the table until the drill closes. You need to be under the table, lock the door, make sure that you're inside. Don't worry, I'll be there with you. And I never felt that panic inside me, because before time I prepared them for this thing, that you don't need to get panicked. What is there is going to be there until you're prepared for this. So I think that's the most important thing our teachers miss on, is that they just forget to train their children for the future, and then they expect them to perform well when they're not around. During exams, very common mistake teacher do is like, okay, we'll move into the classrooms, we'll tell you what happened in the class. And I used to be like, students, one day prior, I'm telling you, I'm not going to walk into the classroom. Even I'm in the campus, I'm not going to be there. You need to be prepared. You need any questions. You have any questions in your mind, ask me right now before the exam. I'm not going to come into your exams and tell you, oh, this was supposed to be done like this was supposed to be done like this. So I felt like that teachers in the education system still lack this thing, that they are spoon feeding the children. We forget that we are done studying, we are done the teaching, we are done with our studies, we are done with getting the education. Now it's their turn to get the education. Now it's their time to explore themselves. Now it's their time to see how their teacher is performing, what is the role of a teacher. For example, in future they come across a teacher and they know how to fulfill the responsibilities. I remember I used to be like, okay, students, I'm really tired today. So who's going to be Miss Maha today? Teacher me. It's like, okay, so Zimal is going to be Miss Maha today, and she's going to teach you guys the English lesson today. And who's going to pair up with Zimal? Okay, who's going to be second Miss Maha today? So this is what you do. I don't think so that our teachers are this way. They just forget this thing, that they need to put their students into different situations. And at Rehan School, we are making problem solvers. We are creating these problem solvers, and they get less chaotic and more vigilant. Oh my God, this happened. Oh, ma'am, I'll fix it for you. Not an issues. Like, this is what is the training. And I really appreciate, like you said, that it's a very big achievement, because the facilitators are not insecure. Even if I have two interns in me, I'm like, oh, bless you guys, because you guys are helping me. Because of you, I cannot. It's never a one man show, it's never a one man class. You have to get somebody into this. And I really appreciate again this thing. When I walked in, I had the same feelings, that oh my god, this is what an education system uh, can look like. It actually reflects the originality of the education system. The physical schools, they are just a mess. I know I have been part of them, but they are a mess, and that's
Mm.
not what education is. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it resonates with me. I remember the tests, for example, and like school prepared us for what actually? Because the real life looks totally different. You learn something at school, then you are at the test and you are not allowed to help yourself if you fail to remember it, and you are not allowed to help yourself and find that information, right? And real life, we if we don't know something, we have a team, right? We have a team of people. We can go and we ask for help, or we have internet. We had before library and books, and we go and search for information. And at the test, we were not allowed. We had to remember everything, which is pointless. The real life looks totally different, and we didn't teach kids to actually look for information and solve that problem, right? So um, I don't know if today's schools, for example, in Slovakia, where I live, looks different, and it's different. I hope so, because it's already like how many, 30 years, 40 years I'm out of school. So so I hope it changed, but I don't think, when I visited high school in the city, there was still like 100 years anniversary, and the goal of the school was we prepare students for university. Like, why university? They should prepare students for real life, and it doesn't matter what school it is, which kind of school it is, right? So that's
Yeah.
amazing that we have school like Rehan School that actually focuses on the right things.
Jana, just adding to what you said, is that when I was teaching Brother in the Land, a very famous novel, and there a nuclear attack came into the story, and the children were literally not exaggerating upon this when I started that, oh no, Danny came into a nuclear attack. And I was like, teacher, what is a nuclear attack? And I was like, are you guys in grade 8? No. And they're like, nobody told us through this. And then the next day, before they came into the class, I created a situation in the class of a nuclear attack. And I told them, now how are you going to go through this all? For example, there's a lot of explosions, and what's the first steps, safety measures you're going to take? Oh, we need to rub ourselves off. We need to hide under some clothes, go into the basement. It's like, yeah, that's, and when they got home, so like their parents called me up, it's like nobody did this ever in these 8 years, that they actually put them into the situation.
Situation.
Our students are not given this opportunity. It's like, okay, students, open up page number 42, start doing the reading, read the questions. Oh my god, you're done. Okay, bye. I'm done with it. Oh my god, girly, you need to stop. Our teachers are not playing their role as facilitators, as supervisors, as observers. They're actually being teachers. I remember when I was being taught, it's like, okay, you failed, so what's none of my business. I'll be appreciating the people who did the good job. It's like, how come, lady? And I remember when I became teacher, I used to forget my toppers and I used to pick and choose my strugglers. What? You scored 10% less? Oh, come on, let's sit in the classroom and today I'll teach you. And the next time it's like, teacher, I scored the whole complete marks. It's like, that's it. So I think the motivation is actually not given to the right place, but they're just putting in the wrong place. And that's something which is need to be actually, just a tiny thing I would like to say. It's not the training of the students, it's actually the training of the teachers and the parents. Our parents are not stopped being parents. Is like, I used to see parents coming on at the home time and picking up their students' bag, and I was like, why so? Why aren't you making them responsible? Why is the maid picking up their bags? Why is the house help and the driver there to just pick up their bags? Why aren't you making them responsible to just pick up their bags, to clean their places, to pick up the trash they threw on the floor? And I used to remember that when my parents used to come and pick up, it's like, no, you're not supposed to do this. For example, you're not there, and what's the training you're making for the students? You're not training them well. So when you're training your students well, I belong to a very well known family, but my mom has trained me to mop, to clean, to wash dishes, to literally to wash clothes. And if she's not around, I know how to manage things. I know how to do groceries. I know how to call the waterman and tell him that no water is coming. That's the situation, and she's trained us this way. And then if I know that, okay, that for example there is no electricity in the house, we know how to fix the electrical situations. So I think that's training. For people or the Gen Z's, it's like, why is your mom training you this way? Because that is the right way you need to train your children. I'm 24. I'm not married, but I can cook good food. Uh, I know how to babysit a child. I have a patient in my house. I know how to treat her. I have a cat in my house. I know how to train him. So this is the training what parents need to do, what teachers need to do in the classrooms. So Rehan School is just moving their children to this, what we were trained into. That OZG task, I don't know if you've come across them. Yes, we are training our children how to make their bed. Uh, that's where our children are not interested. Why should I make my bed? I'm a man. Oh my God, no. That doesn't matter. You're a man or a female. You're supposed to do it because that's your preparation for the situations coming up. My brother knows very good food, how to cook it. And if we are not around as females, he's like, I'll cook food for myself, just chilling out. So he's 27, married, and he knows how to do it. So I think that's what training is. Parents, students, and teachers, it's a triangle. And wherever this triangle breaks, it's just going to affect the student and no one else, the child, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. It's like, so whatever I'm earning, Jana, one more thing, my mom has taught me how to manage that. So before my income comes into my bank account, one day earlier, I note down my budget, my income, and my expenses. So that's what training is. Okay, if I'm going to get
Financial
uh,
financial education, right? As well.
education, the money management. We tell our students, okay, go make this much money, I'll be rich. Oh my God, I'm a millionaire. Oh, why aren't you telling that if you are a millionaire, you aren't a millionaire until you know how to tackle that million of yours? Until you know, okay, if I'm giving this much to the incomes and I'm earning this much as an expense, what am I saving on? Am I spending a lot? So yeah, that's the training which again we just forget to give our parent students. And I think schools should not be for students. I know I'll be trolled upon this, but they should be for teachers and
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah, we totally forgot actually to somehow to develop education. And I remember there were voices maybe 40 years ago, maybe 50 years ago that, oh, we have to change education system. That's totally wrong. It's just about remembering. And 40 years later, and nothing changed. And maybe only now, in the age of artificial intelligence and technology going forward so fast, is that we are now in total different situation. Maybe the teachers are in different situation because there is AI, and
Yeah,
students use it, of course. So, and the first thing, of course, that comes to my mind
yeah,
is that school are going to ban using artificial intelligence at school. And because there are these studies that it kills kids intelligence. So, but as I think we all know that banning artificial intelligence in school will not solve anything, right? We have to actually teach kids how to use it so it
yeah.
doesn't kill their intelligence and their thinking.
Hmm.
How do you see that artificial intelligence topic?
Okay. Yeah, intelligence and people talking about, oh my God, you'll lose your job, you'll lose your employment. No, it's not going to happen until and unless you are not going to use those AI tools productively. Now, sitting in a very developed country now, Pakistan, the students have this thing and they're just like not using it in the right way. I think if you have something, that's the most powerful thing, and you're blessed to have this. But using it in the right way can make it not affect your intelligence. I use ChatGPT not every time, but oh, ChatGPT, I just forgot how to set up my calendar. Can you just do it for me? Oh, yeah, I just do. It's not going to cover your jobs, but I believe it's going to enhance or add addition to your workload, and it's going to be an extension. So, okay, ChatGPT, I'm so tired today. Can you write an essay for me? It's going to write it for you. But when you make ChatGPT do it for you, it's like read it once, please read it once. Make sure that you just not copy and paste it and just send it to your teachers. When we are now checking assignments, we have ChatGPT doing it for us. So I think
Oh, we lost
working
her.
on your mental skills and your mind. Yeah, can you hear me?
We lost you. We lost you for a second. Yeah,
So I believe
maybe.
that ChatGPT should be used as an extension, or any of the AI tools should be used as an extension, not a shortcut. Because students are finding shortcuts. They're like, okay, we have ChatGPT, we'll do it from there. No, you need to work on your skills. You need to keep telling. Like I do is like, okay, ChatGPT, I wrote this. Can you just rephrase it for me? And it does it for me. So I know what I've written, and the collaboration of ChatGPT is just a combination, and it's the perfect one. But if you're just going to depend upon it, it's not going to work, and then it's totally going to take your position in any way as a human. And yes, like the saying that yes, robots will take your position, but until and unless you don't let them take your position, just keep working. And I think that AI tools should be used as an extension in schools by teachers. I do my lesson planning, but I'm like, okay, ChatGPT, I'm going to do this. Can you just realign this for me all, and just add some creativity into it? Because what humans are, God has made us. So we don't have this that we made this particular tool. So who is more smarter, us or this machine? Because we created them. So obviously we cannot. We just need to make sure that we are using them in the productive way. We stop using them for. I've seen word content on the social media using these AI tools. We have seen that people are like misusing them in the wrong way, and they're like, okay, it's fun. No, it's not fun. I think you should use your particular, like, if I talk about Rehan School community, everybody is using these AI tools, but I never see any of them misusing them because they know the right way, and we have educated them on how to use it in the right way. So I think in the schools it should not be banned, but I probably think that you need to educate them, like you said, and we need to train our teachers and students both on how to get equipped with this thing and use it as an extension, not as a shortcut.
Is there any project at Rehan School in the curriculum that you like the most? Which is
Most,
that favorite one?
the most favorite one of mine is giving and taking interviews. I believe that builds your communication skills. You get to know about yourself. It's not about people. Right now, I'm talking to you, and I'm like getting myself out of the box. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, am I like this? I never figured out that I was a public speaker, but when I started interviewing people or giving interviews, I figured this out, that I have this little essence of a public speaker. So I think that's one of the most fun part. And I, even if I'm sleeping, like right now, I'd love to do interviews because that's something that connects with people around the world. You get to know about yourself, you explore the people around you, you get to know about many professions that, oh, this also exists. So I think interviewing is most favorite part of mine.
Mm. You mentioned the professions. I was exploring like new jobs, and even my daughter was looking for a new job, and I was amazed how actually it changed totally. Like there are totally new jobs on the market. So yeah, it's changing a lot today. So interviews, well, yes, you really speak from my heart. You when you usually don't have this opportunity in normal life to speak about yourself, right? Only, for example, when you are looking for a job, and in these interviews, you have to speak about yourself, and you see yourself in total different light. So Yeah, you are right. And I wanted to also ask, there are no grades at Rehan School. How these kids know that they are doing well if they don't get, A or +1, A plus, or whatever. And I know that it's very bad motivation for students just to work for the grade.
Yeah.
So how these kids actually feel like, am I doing good job or am I failing?
Okay.
How they can know?
Yeah, you have heard about this thing that age is just a number. I'm just going to say that grade is just an alphabet. Uh, I never got good grades, and I still made sure that right now I'm much equipped and much educated than the people of my age. They're like the girls of my age, they do not know how to talk. Excuse me. So I don't think so. It matters. And it shouldn't matter for the students, for the parents, and for the teachers. It's actually what you're doing that matters. In what way are you contributing to the community? In what way are you making this world a better place for the future, for the next generation to come in? So if I take anyone's name in my community, it's like Minahil. She is right now working as an assistant of Sir Rehan. She never got grades. She is somebody who was a very, very, very uneducated person. She never knew that this was the whole scenario and screen of a AI. And now she's mashallah, so working as an assistant. That means you don't need a grade. I believe that appreciation and motivation is really important. I motivate my students, I appreciate them. I write a good comment on their Facebook profile. They're like, they're out of the world. It was like Miss Maha commented on me. I give them interview. They're like, you know what? Today Miss Maha gave me her interview. Oh my god, I'm so blessed. So this is a great for them. This is, you know what? I interviewed Ma'am Gulsana Manshaz. Like, do you know I interviewed Sir Rahmat today? So these are their grades. These are their achievements. You know what? I finally got time for from Sir Daulat, our principal. He's really busy, but he gave me time. That's their grade. I believe for me, when I also came in, I had the same perception because I was from the education system that why not grading? But I think it's good not to have grades. Then there's no competition. Like, our students are not competitive in the bad way that, oh, he got A, why not me? So they are competitive, but in the healthy versions. They're like, oh, she created a coding task, I'll do it for myself. So that's competition. Grades does not matter. It's just an alphabet, I believe. And that's best that they do not have this thing. They're just appreciated by the words of their facilitators, by the words of their co-facilitators, by the students they're working with. I remember when I walked in, one of my lead facilitator used to say her students, go write upon each other's work. That means she's letting peer motivation also coming up. So that means that if you are in the same class in the same ages, that doesn't matter. You're just motivating them, and I think that's the great for them. Getting interviewed or getting a time for interview from somebody who's very busy like me, you're blessed that you got time so quick, because I just got free. But if you would have messaged me earlier in the previous week, I was traveling and I just came back last Sunday, so I was totally tired. So yeah, that's for them a grade. I think the students getting interviewed, giving interviews towards big personalities, for them their facilitator is probably somebody who's busy. So yeah, that's great. And I believe that grading system is just alphabet. It should be, I think it should be removed from physical schools, even though, because then it's going to reduce the pressure of competition, the peer pressure, the society pressure. Oh, following, my friend's daughter scored this much, and why didn't you score it? Oh, for God's sake, why are the parents doing this? Our parents, our teachers are doing the same. My class did such a good job, and Miss Maha's class, oh my God, you guys, like, why are we just creating these boundaries for them? And already they're just stuck in the 24 by 24 room, and still they come across this. It's insane. So I think, yeah, it's great that we don't have alphabets here. It's The competition is still going on in the best way and in the healthy way it can be.
Mhm. What about that facilitators' work? What we can imagine? for those who don't know what it is, how it's different from a teacher's role, can you explain what the work you do is?
Yeah, sure thing, sure thing. Again, the facilitator needs to be just facilitating, not teaching. What I've been trained on in the last year was that you need to be just there, so they know that okay, we have an elder in the classroom who's just watching us out there, whatever we're doing online, offline. And then I used to do is that I used to just train them once. Okay, we'll do one coding task today. Everybody just eyes on the screen. And the next time I'm like, okay, you just start doing it for us. So the first time you're the teacher, but the 100 times you're doing the task, you're just facilitating. You're like, okay, the following kid is going to do the coding task today. The following kid is going to do the Canva task today, and the following kid is going to do the story post today. So that means you are just there, but they are working on their own. They have the canvas, they have the paints, you're just watching them out and they're just moving their paintbrushes. That's a facilitator. But if I talk about a teacher, she's going to give you the paints, she's going to write it on the canvas, she's going to comment by your canvas, and she's going to demotivate you either by. So I think that's like she's there all the time on your head, and she's like, I'll be the teacher. So I think that's the difference. Your facilitator is there, she's just observing, she's just supervising in case of any question, any query, she's always there with you. She's there as a rescue member. You need any help from her, she's going to be there like this. But for teachers, they're like, you don't even need their help, but still they're on your head. So that's something that makes our student, again, very pressurized. In the classroom, you just need to be a silent observer. You need to be somebody who's just moving in there, noticing everybody. Just one of my kids used to use black markers when he was doing his arts. So I just noticed this one day, the second day he did the same thing, and the third day he did the same thing, and all of a sudden, and now this was my training. So I'm like, why are you using black color? Because in my knowledge, black is something that reflects sadness, dull attitude of yours, you're something shattered away or something. It's like he started crying and he hugged me so tight. He's like, teacher, my father used to hit my mom in front of me. And I was like, oh my God. And that's what happening in the house, and he's just putting it up on the paper. So this is a facilitator. You need to counsel your students. You need to motivate them. You're even if their mom's not supporting them, you need to support them. You can do it. Oh my God, you can do it. And I remember my one of my mothers came in and she's like, you know what? She hates me and she likes you a lot because you're somebody who's motivating her and supporting her all the time. Oh, Zimmel, you can do this. Oh my God, Zimmel, you have to prepare for the spelling bee. So I think that's more important because our students are coming from different backgrounds, different situations in the houses. Uh, Cousins pressure, siblings pressure, then family pressures, family situations,
And
and
if
still,
there is fear at school, at the class as well, what an environment for a kid, right?
yeah. And if you're somebody who's a low performer, you're gone. You're being bullied in the
Mm.
classroom. You're not the favorite of the teacher. You're not the pet of the teacher. So it destroys the mental health of the student. And then we expect
Yeah.
our students to perform grades. Nah,
But
that's
perform in the same competition, right? And we people have different talents, different, yeah, talents. So it's about team, right? We need team of people with different skills and different talents.
true, true, true.
Mm.
And I
Do you have
believe,
any? Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
go
sure.
go on.
I believe that we as teachers are using the same strategies on every child. Either he is from a special, is a special child, either he is a struggler, either he is an average, or either he is somebody who's top performing. We are actually the shepherd who's using the same stick for every sheep. Why so? Why can't we change our mind that okay, if I am Maha, I have five brains when I'm walking into the classroom because I have five types of students sitting in my classroom. So why aren't this like If a teacher is doing this, that she is teaching the same strategy or using the same strategy for a top performer, she's using the same strategy for a struggler. Oh no, he's not going to work out. Either I think he's going to get more pressurized on this, or he stopped studying. I stopped studying when I was pressurized a lot, when I never got somebody who was motivating me. And at the time when I was not motivated, I became a backbencher. When I remember one of my, in grade 11, one of my teachers, she just said me one sentence, and still in my mind is like, Maha, you can do it, and you will do it. And from a backbencher, I turned into a topper. Somebody whose copies and books were called out of the classrooms. Go see Maha's copy, go check Maha's work, look at her assignment. So that one sentence is missing in our classrooms. It's missing in the education system. We're not motivating our kids to move forward, to work better. And they can do it, and they're supposed to do it. That's the thing.
I was I wanted to ask about some tricks you would like to recommend to a new facilitator at Rehan School, but you already gave so many tricks and so tiny things that can change like whole direction of a student.
Yeah,
But still, do you want to add something?
yeah,
Recommend to a new facilitator who is joining Rehan School, who might be maybe confused with the system, totally different.
yeah. So two things that I've not said, and I would like to add them on, is that there's a difference between being strict and being firm. Stop being strict, start being firm. And there's a line between being friendly and still making sure that they do not, you're the only person they're going to come if you're friendly to them. They're not, there are times they do not tell things to their parents because their mom's is busy with house chores, and she's like, stop it, I just need to work. And then there are fathers who come from 9 to 5 jobs, and they're like, I'm sick of you, I just need rest. So you're the only one person, if you open up to them, trust me, they'll be the good friends of yours, and you'll be their favorite one if you just stop being strict and start being friendly with your students. Listen to them more and speak less. Let them say it. Explore themselves. Stop sitting in the classrooms and staff rooms and talk about them in the bad way. Start appreciating your kids everywhere you sit, anywhere you sit. Till you're not teaching them, still appreciate them, because somewhere or the other way they're children. So it totally affects their mind. And I remember when it used to be canteen or break time, other teachers like, I'm going to have a cup of coffee in the staff room. It's like, no, that's the right time to explore them. I used to grab my lunchbox and my tea, and I walked into my classroom, sit on the desk. I was like, what did you get today? Burger! Oh my god, you need to finish this. You got what? Biryani? Oh, that's amazing. Why don't you try it? You know what Miss Maha got? Oh my god. So you're creating that bond into the classroom in the next 30 minutes, either sitting in the classroom and staff room and saying bad about that kid. It's better to just read them when they're eating. See what is their eating habits. Get from their eating habits that, why did you end up eating your lunch? Teacher, I don't want to eat. I don't like this. And the next day I'm like, she doesn't like her lunch. You need to change it. So we need to build a in the classroom. Either 25 and
Oh, we lost you for a minute again. But I understood that you were creating a amazing environment, safe environment for your kids at the classroom and even during the lunch break. Um, okay, let's move on. I would like to touch this topic, like off screen and on screen time. Like kids now probably spend a lot of time on screen. How you actually at Rehan School, or in your experience, how were you dealing with this stuff, like balancing or teaching kids balancing their time on screen? And we have to wait for Maha again. I hope she will come back. No, I hope we didn't lose her. Hello again. Is it okay now? Is it better? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. I think we will wait for several minutes still if she comes back. What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Apologies. I don't know. It suddenly just crashed off, and I was like, What's wrong?" So can you hear me now?
I can hear you well now. So let's continue. I wanted to talk about that off screen, on screen balance. Do you encourage kids to balance their on screen time?
Yeah. So that's something that needs to be again monitored by students themselves and then by parents. The balance of on-screen and off-screen is very important. If I talk about myself, till the time I was not part of Rehan School, I had a very much balanced on-screen time. But now I don't know, when I'm sitting for longer hours, I just forget, and because of that, my eyesight has been a bit disturbing, and then my sitting posture was a bit disturbed, and the doctor asked me last 2 weeks back that you need to start sitting in the best way. I think that yes, as students you need to balance your on screen and off screen time. When you're not sitting on screen, go for breaks, short breaks, a 5-minute walk, just close your eyes, sit for some time, lie down for some time if you're working for longer hours. Make sure you're using the right posture when you're sitting on in front of the screen, and when you're not, just do some physical activity. Stop scrolling on reels on Instagram. On screen, off screen break means from everything. You're not watching TV, you're not using your mobile phone, you're not watching your at your laptop, you're not watching at the screen, because obviously the consequences are a bit dangerous. You lose your eyesight, and then you what the issue I came across was that my eyes started to go dry. So even if I used to come across sunlight, it used to hurt me a lot. So I think that's more important, that you use good eye drops. But if you're just using the screen time, you play physical games when you're not on screen. Go outside for a walk, just stretch yourself, be sure that you're not using the phone at all. Set up some timers or reminders that you need to stop watching your screen now, especially when you're scrolling, because if I talk about the youth, they're like, it takes hours and hours, they sit in the same place and they scroll, and they forget what time it is. So I think as teenagers you need to control that, and you need to make sure that you need to reduce your social life a bit, is because you're already working on the screen a lot. The balance is, yes, she's right, it's really important as a female, a male, a student, a teacher, and you need to make sure that whatever is your schedule, just make sure that you have some time or in time break, that you just relax, close your eyes, and
Thank you, Maha. Listening to this, your perspective, I wish you were my teacher back then at school. That would be really great to have. Yeah, totally motivating environment at school. But I hope there are more teachers like you now. Um, Thank you very much. You would like to add something we
okay.
didn't speak about?
Before I end, I'd firstly like to thank you for having me on your podcast. And I totally love this conversation. I never knew it passed by 45 minutes. This never happened with me. But I really appreciate this thing that you let me be part of this podcast. One advice for the teachers is that be facilitators, not teachers. It's a humble request. Stop overburdening yourself. When you stop overburdening yourself, you'll be as relaxed as you can never imagine. And please start making this balance of your personal life and your work life. There should be a balance. Stop working at home and stop talking about your personal life in the staff rooms. Start exploring yourself and let the children do what they want to. Stop imposing things. Curriculum is part of your job. You need to get hold of it, but make students learn the curriculum in the best way they can utilize it in the future. that's not your teaching, that after a year when the student walks off your classroom, he or she forgets what he's been taught. I think your teaching or your training should be this way, that even after 3 to 4 years, he or she knows that this was what I was taught 3 years back, because you are creating those real life connections in the classroom. So yeah.
You are very right. I remember teachers' attitude more than what I have been taught at school. So you are very right about that. Thank you, Maha. Thank you very much for your insight. It was really valuable to hear, and to hear your experience at Rehan School as well. And I wish you good luck. I think you don't need it because you do so much for the luck to come to you. So yeah, please be there and teach the kids, and teach them to be wonderful leaders. It was very, very beautiful conversation with you. I will say goodbye today. Rehan School Notes were hosting Maha Khan GraphicsWali, and we will see maybe another amazing facilitator of Rehan School at the next episode. Have a great day.